What's up, guys? You know, I have a special video today because I put on my favorite shirt. Anyway, I have a cold right now, so ignore that. I have a cold right now. I have a very special video for you guys. You know it's gonna be a passionate topic because I even put on my favorite shirt. That and I have a cold right now, so y'all best believe I came and made this video despite not feeling well. I haven't posted in a while, but this is a video topic I'm very passionate about and excited to share with you guys because I think it will be helpful to at least one person, and that's what matters to me. I also just recorded the intro to my nail vlog video where I'm starting vendor markets and doing all the work into doing my first vendor market. That video won't have the actual market in it, but it'll have everything, like me making all the nails, me planning for it, all the money stuff. But one method, you guys have definitely heard of this before, but I don't know if you've tried it before, and this does tie into something else, like I add something onto it, but making themed bucket lists or goal lists. Like, this was my 2026 summer bucket list. Summer isn't over, so I'm still working on it, but look how much I got done. I would not have gotten all this done if it wasn't for this. But what I'm tying into this, more than just, okay, make a bucket list and then hopefully check it off, is finding a hobby. Oops, upside down. Finding a hobby that ties in your bucket list to it. So for me, it's scrapbooking. I'll show you guys a page. For me, it's scrapbooking because I get to take pictures of the things I do while I'm there, and it literally, like, you know, memorializes what I've done, and that really does give me incentive to go out and do new things. But it doesn't have to be scrapbooking. It can be photography, which is part of scrapbooking. It can be drawing, you know, maybe drawing all the places you travel or things you've done. I see a lot of people do little watercolor paintings of places they've been or things they've done. It could be maybe there's a craft that you like to do, like crochet, and you want to go a place and you want to crochet something that reminds you of each place. Or maybe one of your goals is to make money. You can try selling a craft, like, wherever you go. Now, I'm mostly talking about travel. I'm sure you guys, I feel like bucket lists are mostly for travel, but even if it's for other things, if you can just find a hobby that you're able to tie into it, that levels up just a basic bucket list, like 1,000,000%. Like, I'll give you guys some examples. A lot of these were me already incorporating hobbies that I had, but turning it into something new. Like, the first 5 things that I checked off were group road trip, start a collection, scrapbook, watercolor memories, beach party, go to the springs, go to an art museum. Now, all those things I was able to make scrapbook pages off of, but I also was able to do photography, and I was able to hang out with people, which people always make it better. I, was able to watercolor, like I said, watercolor each place I went. So find a hobby that you can tie into a bucket list. Okay, on to the next thing. Alright, now time for the boring one. To-do lists. To-do lists. I bought this for $2 at a thrift store. It's called All in a Day, and it's just a bunch of pages where it has, like, the days where you can write the date, what your goals are, and what things you have. I look so weird. Where you can write your things you have to do and then notes. As you can see, like, by where this is. I'm almost done with the book. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. But genuinely, like, again, this is, like, one of the best investments I've ever made for myself. I really, like, plan my whole day out and, like, am able to keep track of what days I have to work, what days I want to make nails, what days I want to make YouTube video. Sorry. What days I want to make YouTube videos, all of that. I don't really have any tips for this except the 3 priorities rule. I don't know. I just came up with a name for it on the spot. But basically, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, especially if it's like a low energy day, because you know, like some days you just wake up with less energy, or you're going throughout the day and you aren't gaining that energy you thought you were going to gain. So you want to ask yourself when you're writing it. I typically write it at night before I go to bed. Some people do it in the morning. You want to ask yourself, what are the main 3 things I need to do today, or what would make me feel most fulfilled? Because our to-do list is probably like 10 things long if we really think about it. Like, there's things that we've been putting off and whatever. But if you just write the 3 things that would make your day fulfilled, you do that, and once you do those 3 things, like, it's gonna give you like a lot of like, I did it. So you're either gonna feel like you can comfortably rest, which is important, very important. You actually need rest to get more energy, or it's gonna give you that burst of energy you're looking for, and you're gonna be able to do more things. Yay. This one was actually kind of trending on Pinterest. That is loyalty cards, or whatever they're called. I'll give you some examples of pretty ones up here, because I'm gonna warn you guys right now, mine are really ugly. Okay, mine are really ugly, but yours don't have to be, okay? Or they can be, because me, I wasn't worried about how pretty they looked, okay? I was worried about actually doing the things. But if y'all want to make them pretty, please do. So I'll basically explain for those who don't know what they are and how I made mine. I got index cards, and I came up with, this is definitely better for short-term goals. I'll get into one that's best for long-term, like, yearly goals. That's at the end of the video. Gotta save the best for last. But, for example, I'm trying to do no-spend challenges, so I did days where I didn't spend any money, and whenever I go a day without spending any money, I check it off. If you have a hole puncher, you're supposed to do with a hole puncher, but I don't have a hole puncher, and I'm not buying one for this, and then you give yourself a reward. Now, I gave myself 2 different options, because me, like, I like to pick. I like to pick what my reward is. So if I do 8 no-spend days, my reward is either going to the thrift store or getting something off my wish list. So that's basically the concept, you know. Healthy, you know, I cook 6 healthy meals. My reward is either cook a dessert or order takeout. But in my opinion, I haven't seen this on anybody else's, you want to add a terms of service. So you want to add guidelines for yourself. And also an expiration date. That makes you more, like, incentivized to do it. Because if you finish it after your expiration date, you don't get the reward. You don't get the gift. So my no-spend challenge, my terms of service is I have a $40 limit. So when I pick my reward, thrifting or getting something off my wish list, I can't spend more than $40. And it expires at the end of September. So that really incentivizes me to, like, really lock in on not spending money. Or I'll show you guys another one. Making nail sets. I'm trying to make more nail sets in a day. So whenever next time I finish one, I'm going to X this off. And my reward is either buying a creative subscription or investing in, like, some type of course, like maybe a business course or a creative course. And it expires September 15th because I really want to lock in and get this done. It also helps if your reward isn't just, like, something random, if it's something that can actually help you. Like, for example, with the getting a course, like, that's gonna help me actually learn stuff. Of course it can also just be fun things, like, definitely mix it up. But if you can find something that ties into solving the issue, then not just solving, but helping the issue, helping it grow, helping you achieve your goals more, that's great. But it can also just be little things too. Like, I have one for drinking whole bottles of water a day, and my reward is get a slushie. Like, obviously that's not helpful at all. Another tip for this one is make the reward similar to how hard it is. Like, for me, it's hard for me to go, you know, I have to buy groceries. I obviously like to buy stuff for myself. I have to pay for transportation. It's pretty hard for me to go a whole day without getting money. So that's why my reward is getting something for $40 or less. But for something more easy, like drinking water, my reward is just a slushie. Now for another more boring one. This one definitely isn't as interesting as the other ones, or not as interesting as the last one I'm going to show you. That one's definitely my favorite. But minimizing your phone. I have a dumb phone now. Look at that. Now, me personally, I actually really want a flip phone. I just don't have the money to invest in one right now. So there's this app called Minimalist Phone. It puts all your apps on like this basic screen. It filters all of your notifications except for the ones you choose not to be filtered. So me, I don't have my messages filtered because that's important. And you can set yourself screen time limits, you can block apps, you can block short form content, which is a big one. So again, minimizing your phone, very good thing to do. Back to a slightly more interesting thing now, time blocking. You've probably heard of it, you probably haven't tried it, or maybe you have, I don't know. But watch this part anyway because you could learn something new. So the app I use is called TimeTune. I kind of have a system to it where I write my to-do list on paper, all the things I need to do, and then I schedule block it for the day. This is a very great app. I don't have the premium version or anything, but the free version is great. Honestly, you don't need the premium version. It can be helpful if there's certain features on it. It's very cheap. It's very well priced for the premium version. But, oh, I almost fell. But how it works is it shows, obviously the hours of the day, and you're able to put in blocks of what you want to do and when. So I have that I slept 11 hours, and then I woke up at 11 a.m. I gave myself 2 hours to, eat, hygiene, plan what I want to do for the day. I gave myself a break. Later on, I have from 3:05. From 2:05 to 3:25, I am making content, and I do this all the night before I go to bed. Like, you can see yesterday's, you can see how they're all checked off, almost. Actually, they're not. Oh, wait, no, I just forgot to check them off. You can check them off as you complete them. But it really just allows you to see how much time you truly have in a day after your morning routine, after eating, after work, after school. Because you really don't have that much. Like, this app really taught me that you do not have that much time in a day, and you need to use your blocks of time for what you schedule them for. It also shows your daily statistics, how much time you spend doing what. Yesterday, I spent most of my time sleeping, which is crazy. But yeah, it's really a great app. It is amazing. Telling you guys just a little bit more about the app without holding my phone and stuff, because for some reason that distracts me and makes me not able to talk. How I do it is I usually write down on my to-do list book that I showed you guys earlier all the things I need to do the next day, and then I make all the blocks for them in the app without scheduling a time for them yet. I just kind of all put them randomly in there with roughly about, because it allows you to choose duration, roughly about how long I think it'll take me to take. And then I put them in order on how I want to do it. Unless it's something like an appointment or work or school. Obviously, I don't get to choose the time for that. Very great app. Helped me out greatly. Just check it out. It will probably help you. It's gonna look crazy when I show you all this, but let me get it. Okay, there's something stuck to it. I have this hung on my wall. 2026 bingo. Actually, it's just Bing, because there's 4 and not 5. Let me tell y'all the backstory of how I had the idea to do this, and then I'll explain it to you. So, back at the end of 2025, me and my best friend were, writing all of our goals down. And I was like, let's turn it into like a game, and whoever loses has to ride the Daytona Beach slingshot. So, here it is. It's pretty simple. When you complete a goal, you exit off. If you get, a line, you win, but obviously I'm going to try and get all of them. That would be awesome. Now, I'm going to explain what each of them are and some tips on how to make your own. So, I did make a free space. Where is it? Oh, go to therapy was my free space. I added something I already knew I was going to do. So, that was my free space. And there's some career goals, there's some personal goals, and there's some just like fun things that I want to do with my life. Plant a garden with 10 plants, read 15 books, make 3 paintings a month, learn to sew, specifically a dress, do a D&D campaign, start a business and make 5 sales, make a magazine, win an award, make 10 new friends, cook or learn a new recipe every month, go camping 3 days or hike 5 miles, be in an art show, get a certification. This doesn't make any sense. This is just fall stuff. And make a band. Yep. So the tips I have for you are, number 1, make it a mix of things. Make it a mix of career, make it a mix of like bucket list things, like obviously start a business was career, the magazine thing was career related, make money was personal and career, and make it also just bucket list things like camp 3 days, or plant a garden, or personal things like reading a book or winning an award. Make it a mix, okay? You don't want it all to be like one subject, like all money related, all school related, like that just makes it boring. Second, have a mix of like one-time wins and like monthly or weekly or whatever you want to do it wins. Like for example, I have, make a magazine. Obviously that takes like a long time, but it's just like when I'm done with it, I exit off. Or like be in an art show. Obviously that takes time, but it's still a one-time thing. So when I'm done, I exit off. But cook a new recipe every month. That's something I do each month. If you see, I have tick marks tracking it, and at the end of the year, I'm gonna exit off. Same with read 15 books by the end of the year. Same with make 3 paintings a month. I have little tick marks that I'm gonna X off. My next tip is don't be afraid to change it. Like obviously like stick with it to a certain degree. Obviously you made these goals for a reason, but as you can see here, get a certification. I changed this one because whatever it was originally, I literally forgot what it was. I'm telling you, I have all of these memorized except for this one. Didn't matter to me anymore. Let's actually see what it is. Oh, drive 20 miles. Okay. So I ended up deciding that I don't want to drive in America. The second I'm turning 18, I'm moving to a walkable city. So I realized it wasn't worth putting my time and energy into getting a license and getting a car before I turn 18. So don't be afraid to change, okay? For the better. If you realize something about it, you can change it. So even though it seems really silly, like this really does help me visualize my goals and beyond just a basic vision board where I can look at it and be like, okay, I want to get a car. Oh, I want to be social. No, this turns it into like a game. Like I work towards each, what I want to X off. And I even, like came up with a strategy. Like, once I started Xing stuff off, I'm like, okay, I'm going to aim for this way, and then I'm going to try and go this way, And it makes you basically more motivated to do it. It gives you an incentive, and especially if you're doing it with a friend, or especially if you, like, even give yourself, like, if I don't do this, then this. I don't want to ride the slingshot, do you? Like, that's terrifying. So, yeah. That is my first method of productivity. This is genuinely, like, this is the first time I've done this, and it won't be the last, because I'm definitely doing this for next year. This has gotten me so far. I know it seems like I don't have a lot of X'd off, but this is going to be X'd off because I've been consistent with it, making a new recipe. And then I just gotta get into an art show. That's what I've been, as I told you guys, my vendor market, trying to get in vlog. That's what that's all about. So once I get into that market, I got me a line, and I'm going to start focusing on everything else. So that is my first productivity method that you can implement into the rest of 2026, or maybe you're watching this before 2027. I don't know. But this is number one. This is my favorite. I might actually put this at the end of the video, because y'all gotta stay for the best one. Now, before I end this video, I want to give you guys some bonus tips, some quick-fire bonus tips, like, off the top of my head, that aren't, like, big things, but things that can help you throughout the day. Number one, treat yourself. This kind of ties into the loyalty cards concept. Like, if you are really feeling low energy one day and you still complete a lot of tasks, get yourself some food. Cook yourself something nice. Like, if you're spending a lot of energy and you know you need more and you don't have the energy to spend on cooking because you want to spend the energy on doing something more productive that will make you more money in the future, it is okay to get yourself some Uber Eats, okay? Now, obviously, don't buy it, like, once a week. I mean, I don't know what your income is. For me, once a week is way too much. I could not afford once a week. I'm trying to save money. I got money to save. But if you can afford it. And it can be, this ties into my next thing. Ritualistic treats. If I have a really bad day, or I did something that was, because I have OCD, so it's hard for me to do certain things. If I do something that scared me, I get myself a slushie. It's always a banana slushie from 7-Eleven. Find a treat that is cheap or free, that you like, that you can fall on if you achieve a lot of things in a day, or you feel like you need it. Obviously something that's not, like, terribly unhealthy. Like, don't be like, okay, I'm gonna go smoke 5 cigarettes. No, okay. Fine, maybe it can be like a muffin, or go in and get coffee, Something. This is not a financial video. I'm going to make a financial video. So as long as it's in your finances, and if you need help figure out if it's in your finances, look on my channel for the financial video. It should be out sometime this month. Anyway. Another one I have is do your makeup and put on a cute outfit. Like, I know that's basic, but if you start out your day, like, feeling like you look good and feeling like you're dressed good, you're gonna have energy to do the things that you need to do. I woke up today, why is my hair like that? I woke up today, and I obviously have a cold, like, I'm sure you can tell. I have a cold, and I did not feel like making this video. I'm like, there's no point in making this video while I'm sick. Like, people are gonna tell I'm sick. But you know what? I put on a little bit of makeup, like a little bit, because I didn't want to spend all my energy doing makeup. And I just put on my favorite shirt, and I'm like, okay, let's record this. You get a boost of energy when you feel like you look good. I'm telling you, it's true. Which brings me into the next thing. The next thing. If you don't feel like doing something, try it for 10 minutes. I told myself I'm just gonna record for 10 minutes. Look at me now, I have like 50 minutes of content to edit. So, yeah. But I did it. I got everything I need to edit. Another tip is to schedule breaks within your day. Like, you know you're gonna need a break. Like, everybody needs a break throughout the day. So don't schedule your whole day busy and then burn yourself out and need a 2-hour break when you could have scheduled 20-minute, 10-minute breaks, 20 or 10-minute breaks in between, like, big tasks. You know, instead of doing half of your tasks and then needing the rest of the day to rest, and then you're not able to do the other half of your tasks, schedule in breaks in between big or chunks of tasks, so that way you have everything you need. Alright, that is all for you guys that I have today. Those are the rest of my little quickfire hacks. I hope this video helped you out, and I want you to try one thing. I know this is a lot. You are not going to be able, or maybe you are. I believe in you. But it's probably not a good idea to try every single hack at once. Like, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and be doing all of the things. I incorporated these throughout my life. I don't know what I started with. I want to say I started with the book. But try one for a few days to a week and then add the other one on top of it. Comment down below if any of these were helpful, or if you think they're smart ideas, or if you have any ideas that can help me or anybody else that sees the comment, or if you have any adaptations on the methods that I have in this video. I apologize if I seem a little congested, not just in the nose, but in the brain. Like, I get mental fatigue when I have a cold. Like, it's bad. I'm trying my best to talk as fluently as possible, but if I just seem a little like I can't get my words out, I apologize. I believe I got everything across effectively, though. And I hope you guys have a productive but also restful day.